So, Israel's Supreme Court has ruled unanimously that the military must begin drafting ultra-Orthodox men for compulsory service. This is a landmark decision that could lead to the collapse of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's governing coalition as Israel continues to wage war in Gaza, says AP News. Forcing ultra-Orthodox to fight. These are the ones being called self-hating Jews, right? Because they don't support the Zionist mentality. I'm telling you right now, whether it's Netanyahu or someone else, this is going to continue. We already know it from biblical prophecy. And so hearing that Prime Minister, this might lead to his collapse, it's not going to lead to the collapse of this ideology. This is the image of the beast. It is what counterfeit Christianity is worshiping. It is what the United States created, and it's going to continue on because biblical prophecy tells us that it's going to continue on. So ultra-Orthodox Jews are in the streets protesting right now. They're being dragged away by the IDF, even young boys. And here's their statement. We all came here for one goal. We reflect the position of all the Orthodox public. All the Orthodox public prefer to go to prison and not to the army. We came here to tell you that. And we are stopping the traffic in order to tell everyone and to catch the attention so that everyone knows the basic thing that the Orthodox will go to prison and not to the army. God bless them. I mean, look, I don't agree with them. I don't agree with everything that they believe, but they do believe in the Torah, and they believe that you are not supposed to murder and you are not supposed to steal. And these are both things that the IDF is doing, that Zionists are doing or Zionists are supporting. Here's what I want to say to you. Look alive, guys. Look alive. You need to know what's going on right here because these people are getting no religious exemption. They're being accused of being self-hating Jews. They're being accused of not being God's chosen people, right? Those who are God's chosen people are those who obey him. So they're a heck of a lot closer to being chosen by God than those who are not obeying him. They're a heck of a lot closer to coming to believe in the Messiah than those who disobey him, even in the name of God. So look alive, because what is being forced right now is to bow down to man, to bow down to this image of Israel and to reject God's commands not to kill or steal. Or you go to jail. If they'll do it to their own people who disagree with them, what's stopping them from doing it to true Christians who disagree with them? What's stopping them from being totally emotionally detached from martyring you? They don't even know you. You're not even part of their so-called population. Now let me read to you what the image of the Antichrist does, because it's the image of the Antichrist that does it, not the rest of the Antichrist. It's that thing that they're worshiping. And certainly the Antichrist of counterfeit Christianity is giving full permission to this, to do it, is encouraging and supporting whatever it is they got to do. But it's the image of the Antichrist that actually martyrs and persecutes and requires you to get the mark of the beast. So I mean, there is nothing more compelling than military, okay? You go into military and you are going to have to think as they do and regurgitate as they do, and even to the point of killing other people in the name of what they do. You are going to take that mark. Revelation 13:13. And it, the false prophet of the United States, performed great signs, even causing fire to come down from heaven to earth in full view of the people. Okay, they've certainly done that. I mean, they have bombed those they're claiming to be terrorists. They have gone after those who don't agree with the Zionist mentality. They're doing it right now, and they have a whole narrative around it, right? You don't hear anything about Israelis engaging in any violence. You only hear about Palestinians doing it. You only hear about Muslims doing it because they're terrorists. Because of the signs it was given power to perform on behalf of the first beast, it deceived the inhabitants of the earth. It ordered them to set up an image in honor of the beast who was wounded by the sword and yet lived. An image in honor of the beast who was wounded by the sword and yet lived. That was counterfeit Christianity, started by Roman Catholicism, that was wounded by the sword and yet lived. The second beast was given power to give breath to the image of the first beast so that the image could speak and cause all who refused to worship the image to be killed. So this is a living, breathing image. It has persecuting power. It also forced all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hands or on their foreheads. Who did that? The image. It also forced all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hands or on their foreheads, so that they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of its name. I showed you or played for you a video of Netanyahu saying that anyone who does not support Israel will be isolated. All nations who are not on the same page with Israel will be isolated. You're seeing what this looks like right now. If you're not going to be on the same page with us, you will either go to prison or you will fight for the cause that we are stating, which means you will take the mark because that's what's in your heart. You don't trust God. I told you that the Antichrist is going to rise next year. The Antichrist is already set up, could rise right now, but will rise next year because of certain things that have to happen. The witnesses have to continue to speak their testimony for a completion of 1,260 days. That's the only reason I tell you that this won't happen until next year. But this is already here. This is already happening. I can only imagine if this has happened this quickly right now, how quickly this is going to happen from now until next year. If they will do this to their own people, they will certainly do it to you. Do you believe yet in the things that I'm saying? Have you gone to God? Have you asked him if what I'm saying is true and what you need to do within your covenant to be saved? Because knowing that this is happening is not what's going to save you. What's going to save you is discerning that what I'm saying is true, that I am of him and what I'm saying is true, and returning to him and receiving your covenant, fulfilling the deeds in the sight of his God. Read Revelation 2 and 3. What are the things that he rebukes? He says, your deeds are unfinished in the sight of my God. You're lukewarm. You're neither hot nor cold. I'm about to spit you out of my mouth. Guys, please discern this with God.